Hi, I'm Nyla. I never imagined I'd be telling this story, but life has a way of surprising you, especially when you trust the wrong person with your savings. Marcus and I had been friends for years before he approached me about his can't miss investment opportunity. Nyla, this is the chance of a lifetime, Marcus said, leaning forward across my kitchen table, his voice dropping to that conspiratorial tone he used when he thought he was onto something big. The return is guaranteed. 20% in 6 months. I stirred my coffee slowly. That sounds too good to be true, Marcus. You know what they say about those kinds of deals? Come on, when have I ever steered you wrong? His smile was confident, practiced. I've already got 5 other investors. Tessa's in for 10 grand. Tessa? Really? This caught my attention. Tessa was notoriously cautious with money. Call her yourself if you don't believe me. Later that evening, I did exactly that. Did you invest with Marcus? I asked Tessa when she picked up. What? No way. Tessa's voice crackled through the speaker. He asked, but something felt off. Why? Are you considering it? My stomach dropped. He told me you were already in for 10,000. Classic Marcus. She sighed. He told me Derek was in too, which is why I called Derek. He hadn't even heard about it. So he's lying to everyone, I said, the realization settling uncomfortably. Look, be careful, okay? I've noticed how he's been lately. The new car, fancy clothes, but always short when the bill comes. Something doesn't add up. Despite the warning signs, I loaned Marcus $15,000, my entire emergency fund. He signed a promissory note, looked me in the eye, and promised to repay every penny plus interest in 6 months. 8 months later, I was sitting across from Tessa at our favorite cafe, staring at my phone. He's dodging my calls again, I said, putting my phone down after the 5th straight call to voicemail. Tessa stirred her latte aggressively. Have you tried Derek? They're still roommates, right? Yeah, I'll try him now. I dialed Derek's number, surprised when he answered immediately. Nyla? Hey, I was just about to call you. Derek's voice was hushed, almost whispering. What's going on? Is Marcus there? No, but listen. Derek paused, and I heard a door closing. Marcus moved most of his stuff out yesterday, said something about relocating for work, but he left in a hurry. And Nyla, I found something you should see. What is it? My heart was pounding. A notebook. It has names, amounts. Looks like a list of people he's borrowed from. Your name's here with 15,000 next to it, but there's something else written. What does it say? I asked, though I already felt sick with anticipation. It says, and we'll never see a dime again. Too trusting. There are similar notes by other names. Nyla, I think he's been running some kind of scheme. The cafe suddenly felt too hot, too loud. Tessa reached across the table and squeezed my hand as she watched my face crumble. He's been planning this all along, I whispered. You need to get that notebook from Derek, Tessa insisted as we left the cafe. It's evidence. I nodded, already dialing Derek again. Can you meet us? And bring that notebook? An hour later, the 3 of us huddled around a table in Derek's apartment. The notebook lay open between us, filled with Marcus's meticulous handwriting. 23 names, Derek pointed out. Over $200,000 total. How did none of us see this coming? I flipped through the pages, noting the dismissive comments beside each name. Because he's good at what he does, said Tessa. Remember how he convinced you I was investing? He told everyone different stories. Has anyone else confronted him? I asked. Derek nodded. Jake did. About a month ago. Marcus laughed in his face, told him good luck proving anything without a contract. But I have a contract, I said. I made him sign a promissory note. Smart girl. Tessa smiled for the first time that day. That changes everything. The door opened suddenly, and Marcus's other roommate, Elliot, walked in. He stopped short when he saw us. Well, what's this? A little intervention planning committee? Elliot's tone was mocking. Marcus told me you might come sniffing around, Nyla. Where is he, Elliot? I stood up, facing him. I don't know what you're talking about. Elliot shrugged, heading toward the fridge. "We found his notebook," Derek said. "We know what he's been doing." Elliot spun around. "You went through his stuff? Not cool, man." "Not cool? How about stealing from your friends?" Tessa jumped in, her voice rising. "He's been running a con on everyone." "It's not a con if people willingly give him money," Elliot argued. "Maybe he's just having cash flow problems. Business investments take time." "There is no business," I said, holding up the notebook. "It's all here. He never intended to pay anyone back." "You don't understand how Marcus operates," Elliot insisted, suddenly defensive. "He's under a lot of pressure. If you'd just give him more time—" "Time for what?" Derek interrupted. "Time to disappear with everyone's money? He's already halfway gone." "He's my friend," Elliot said stubbornly. "He's a thief," I countered, "and I'm going to prove it." Later that evening, Tessa, Derek, and I gathered at my apartment with two more of Marcus's victims we'd contacted from the notebook, Jordan and May. "We need a plan," I said, spreading out papers on my coffee table. "I have the promissory note, we have the notebook, and we have each other's testimonies." "I saved all our text messages," May offered. "He promised me repayment in writing multiple times." "And I recorded our last phone call," Jordan added. "The one where he told me to, and I quote, 'Kiss that money goodbye.'" "This is perfect," Tessa said, excitement building in her voice. "With the five of us together, plus this evidence." "We take him to court," I finished her thought. "Small claims for those of us with amounts under the limit, and regular civil court for the larger amounts." "What about the others on the list?" Derek asked. "We contact every single one," I decided. "Strength in numbers." "He'll never see it coming," Jordan smiled. "Neither will that smug face when he realizes he picked the wrong people to mess with," I said, feeling hopeful for the first time in months. 2 weeks later, I finally came face to face with Marcus outside the courthouse where I'd just filed my claim. The coincidence was almost too perfect. He was leaving as I was walking out. "Nyla?" His surprise seemed genuine before his expression hardened. "What are you doing here?" "I think you know exactly what I'm doing here, Marcus." I stood my ground, clutching my copy of the filed paperwork. "Let me guess," he scoffed, glancing at the papers in my hand. "You're suing me? For what? A business investment that didn't work out? Good luck with that." "It wasn't an investment. It was a loan with a signed promissory note, which you defaulted on." His confident smile faltered momentarily. "That little piece of paper doesn't mean anything. It's your word against mine." "Is it?" "Because I have quite a few people backing up my version of events. 22 others, to be exact." Marcus's face paled. "What are you talking about?" "Your notebook, Marcus. We found it. All those names, all those cruel little notes you made. And we'll never see a dime again. Too trusting. Remember writing that?" He grabbed my arm, pulling me away from the courthouse steps toward a more private area. "Keep your voice down." I yanked my arm away. "Don't touch me." "Listen, Nyla." His tone shifted to something softer, manipulative. "There's been a misunderstanding. The investment took longer than expected, but I'm close to a breakthrough. Just give me a few more months." "There is no investment. There never was," I interrupted. "You've been running this same scam on all of us." "It's not like that," he insisted. "I had every intention of paying everyone back." "Then why did you write that I'd never see my money again? Why did you tell Jordan to kiss his money goodbye?" Marcus's eyes widened at the mention of Jordan. "You've been talking to each other? Come on, Nyla, we've been friends for years. Don't do this. Friends don't steal from each other." "I'm sorry, okay?" His voice cracked with what might have been convincing remorse if I hadn't known better. "I got in over my head. Please, just drop this lawsuit. I'll find a way to pay you back, I promise." "Like all your other promises?" "No, it's too late for that." "What do you want from me?" His desperation was showing. "My money back, plus interest and court costs. And the same for everyone else you stole from." Marcus's face suddenly darkened. "You think you're so clever, don't you? Getting everyone together against me? Let me tell you something. You'll never see a penny. I'll declare bankruptcy before I pay you back. We'll see about that. No, you listen to me. He stepped closer, his voice dropping to a threatening whisper. Back off now, or I'll make sure you regret this. I know people, Nyla. Important people who can make your life very difficult. I felt a hand on my shoulder and turned to see Tessa and Derek approaching, with Jordan and May close behind. Is there a problem here? Derek asked, positioning himself between Marcus and me. Marcus looked at the group, realization dawning on his face. So, this is your little revenge squad? Pathetic. No, I replied calmly. This is what accountability looks like. You're all making a huge mistake. Marcus spat out. None of you will ever get your money back. I'll make sure of it, even if I have to. Even if you have to what? Jordan interrupted, holding up his phone. Threaten us? Please, continue. I'm recording. Marcus's face contorted with rage. You'll regret this! All of you! He stormed off, shoving a bystander out of his way. Well, Tessa said, watching him go. I think that went exactly as expected. The courtroom was more crowded than I'd anticipated. Over the past month, 19 of Marcus's victims had filed claims, and the judge had consolidated them for efficiency. Marcus sat alone on the defendant's side, his former roommate Elliot noticeably absent. All rise, the bailiff announced as Judge Harriman entered. The proceedings moved quickly through each plaintiff's testimony. One by one, we presented our evidence: promissory notes, text messages, bank transfers, recorded conversations. Marcus's defense grew increasingly desperate as the morning wore on. Your Honor, these were all investment opportunities, he insisted. I never guaranteed returns. Mr. Patterson, these signed documents clearly indicate loans, not investments, Judge Harriman replied, reviewing the evidence. And your own notebook, which the court has admitted as evidence, contradicts your testimony. By lunchtime, it was clear which way the case was heading. When we reconvened, the tension in the courtroom was palpable. Miss Washington, you have additional evidence? The judge addressed me. Yes, Your Honor. I approached the bench and handed over a sealed envelope. This is a letter I wrote documenting my interactions with Mr. Patterson, including events that occurred after the filing of this lawsuit. The judge opened the envelope and began reading. His expression remained neutral at first. Then his eyebrows rose slightly. A few moments later, to everyone's surprise, he burst out laughing. Mr. Patterson, the judge said, composing himself. Miss Washington has provided a detailed account of your attempts to intimidate her and other plaintiffs. She's included screenshots of threatening messages you sent, which directly contradict your testimony this morning. Marcus shifted uncomfortably. Your Honor, But what I find particularly amusing, the judge continued, is Miss Washington's documentation of your conversation yesterday with Mr. Elliot Thomas, which she overheard at the courthouse cafe. Apparently, you were discussing how you'd, and I quote, charm the pants off this old judge, and have everyone thinking they imagined the whole thing. The courtroom erupted in murmurs and a few laughs. Marcus's face drained of color. Unfortunately for you, Mr. Patterson, I am neither easily charmed nor particularly forgetful, Judge Harriman concluded. Judgment for the plaintiffs in the full amount plus court costs and interest. Outside the courthouse, our group gathered on the steps, the relief palpable. I can't believe we actually won, May said, still looking stunned. Believe it, Jordan replied. And the judgment includes his assets, which means his car and that fancy watch collection will be liquidated if he doesn't pay. Nyla, that letter was brilliant, Tessa hugged me. How did you know he'd say something so incriminating? I didn't, I admitted. But I knew Marcus well enough to know he'd never stop talking, especially when he thought he was winning. Derek checked his phone. The bank already froze his accounts. Apparently, he tried to withdraw everything this morning before court. Excuse me. A voice interrupted our celebration. We turned to see Marcus approaching, his earlier confidence completely evaporated. Nyla, can we talk? Privately? He asked, his voice subdued. Anything you have to say, you can say in front of everyone, I replied. Fine. He sighed. I'm sorry, I never meant for things to go this far. If we could just work out some kind of payment plan, maybe we could put this behind us and eventually, you know, be friends again? Friends? I echoed in disbelief. You stole from me, threatened me, and tried to intimidate me into dropping the case. You're not sorry for what you did. You're sorry you got caught. That's not fair. I'm genuinely trying to make amends here. The time for that was 8 months ago, when I first asked for my money back, I said firmly. The court has decided how you'll make amends now. So that's it? Years of friendship thrown away over money? You threw it away, Marcus. Not me. He looked around at the group, seeking any sympathetic face and finding none. You'll regret this, he muttered before walking away. No, I won't, I called after him. And neither will anyone else here. Later that evening, we gathered at Tessa's apartment to celebrate our victory. To justice. Derek raised his glass. And to Nyla, May added, for bringing us all together and making it happen. I couldn't have done it without all of you, I said truthfully. There's strength in numbers, especially when facing someone like Marcus. What will you do with your money once the judgment is paid? Jordan asked. I smiled. Start a community legal aid fund for victims of fraud, so the next person Marcus tries to con will have resources to fight back. I love that idea, Tessa said. Count me in for a donation. As we continued planning, I realized something important. While Marcus had taken my money and broken my trust, he'd inadvertently given me something valuable in return. A reminder of my own strength and the power of community. Have you ever had to stand up to someone who wronged you? What did you learn from the experience? Share your stories in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more real-life revenge tales.